this video contains very bad stuff of Naruto. This video also contains the cruelty of human nature. So if you guys detest that, please don't click on. Please exit the video right now. Please don't have an ego like Sasuke Uchiha, who is jealous of Naruto just surpassing him and goes to Orochimaru to have his ass licked. Please, you have been warned. What's up, Motobrats? It's Prisavadi, and welcome to part 5. What if Naruto had immortality? Now, this is the second last part of this What If, and the final part will be out day after tomorrow, mostly, or I don't know, like in these 3 days, it's gonna come. And yeah, I have a very special. If you guys want me to do Boruto specials, just put it in the comments. I really don't know if I should do it or not, but the next episode will be the last episode, and after that I am gonna do Pokemon What If, and I'm gonna just tell it in the next episode what the What If's name is. So yeah, just wait for it. And yeah, the intro is really out of the way, so without any further ado, let's get what. So the story starts off with Naruto and Sasuke becoming a new team, becoming Jonin, and their first mission is to track down Itachi and capture him or kill him, which Sasuke is excited about because he's Sasuke and he wants to kill Itachi. Naruto tags along because he wants to kind of see his friend get his revenge. So both of them depart a couple of hours later, and with Naruto's sensory ability, they are not able to track Itachi because Itachi is baiting them. Now about Itachi, what has been Itachi doing? Well, Akatsuki stuff, except for him trying to find a way to may take Orochimaru out of Sasuke's curse seal, because the curse seal has already been removed. As I said, during Jiraiya already removed Sasuke's curse seal, so we don't have anything to do. Itachi doesn't have to worry about Sasuke's curse seal. Number one. Number two, since Sasuke is in with Orochimaru, this time Itachi doesn't need to have a lot of stress, meaning his health is quite a bit okay than in canon, but he still has the tumor, the whole lung cancer situation going on. I don't know if it's called lung cancer or something, I really don't know, but basically Itachi is dying and he really can't live long afterwards, so he needs Sasuke to kill him, get the Mangekyo Sharingan, then get the Mangekyo Sharingan, yeah, that bullshit. Itachi does make the same plan, but with a little bit of twist, and I'll tell what that twist is. Anyways, Naruto and Sasuke, or I'll call this team or this duo, try to find Itachi, but for the entire day they can't really do anything, so they come to a stop and decide to rest for a bit, where Sasuke decides to go to sleep, and Naruto really doesn't need any sleep. He's immune to it, more or less. He really doesn't need any sleep. So Naruto hits and to let Sasuke fall asleep. Then he turns behind his back, and that's when comes out a certain someone with dark red eyes, uh, with design on his eyes, and that is Itachi. Now, why did Itachi come to Naruto? Since, we don't have Naruto chasing Sasuke anymore. Naruto and Sasuke are teaming up to face Itachi. So Itachi needs to have a talk with Naruto because, he did have a talk with Naruto in the canon. Anyways, so the talk would go quite differently because Naruto really doesn't want to become Hokage, so he won't have the whole Hokage speech, how the people you like won't like you, because I don't know what the speech was. Anyways, Itachi would talk to Naruto about what's going on, and due to Naruto's high sensory ability, he can feel Itachi that he's not gonna attack, so Naruto really doesn't attack. So after talking for a bit, Itachi comes to the point where he explains his plan to Naruto, which Naruto agrees to without any, because he really doesn't get, it's not that complicated, the plan is not complicated, and after that Itachi leaves. Now what is the plan? I'll tell you later. So anyways, Naruto and Sasuke and the next day Naruto and Sasuke would continue the search, and due to Itachi telling him where to meet Sasuke, he brings him discreetly, that is, Sasuke really doesn't know where the hell they are going, and they find Itachi and Kisame. Now Itachi only wants to fight Sasuke, and since he really doesn't want to fight Naruto right now, I mean, not he doesn't want 2v1. He doesn't want anyone to 2v1 him. So Naruto would stay back with Kisame, and Sasuke would go towards Itachi to have their final battle, or the brotherly battle. Naruto, after a couple of minutes, would start getting bored, and he would ask, and that's when Kisame would ask to fight. And since the Akatsuki's group is still tracking the Jinchurikis at this point, I mean, except for Naruto and Killer Bee, and I think the seventh Jinchuriki, no, I think except for Naruto and Killer Bee, all the Jinchurikas are captured at this point. Honestly, I don't know and I don't care. The main people are still alive, so that's that. Anyways, Kisame would decide he and Naruto should fight, which Naruto wholeheartedly agrees to because he is bored at this point, and they would start fighting. Now, what about Sasuke and Itachi? I'll get to them later. So, Naruto and Kisame would have a big ass fight, destroying stuff around each other, trees, destructions, everything. Basically, both of them would go all out, and this is the first time that Naruto has gone all out in his entire life. He has never gone all out with anyone. With anyone, Naruto hasn't really gone all out, except for I think Gara. That's not calling all out. Here, yeah, exactly. Naruto doesn't use the Kyuubi's chakra, by the way, because he decided that he won't use Kyuubi's chakra until like emergency, which really doesn't happen at this point. Anyways, both Naruto with his base form and Kisame with using his Samehara, as well as going into his final form, that being the whole shark thingy. Yeah, Naruto and Kisame have a huge amount of fight, destructions causing tsunami, water coming. Hell, even Naruto's copy like 1 to 2 jutsus because his eyesight is so much better than in canon, almost to the level of the Sharingan. 3 to more Sharingan, meaning Naruto can copy what Kisame's hand signs are, copying his jutsu, using it against him, blah blah blah. Basically, what I'm trying to say is this battle is the most fun Naruto has ever had, and even Kisame has ever had. I'm blabbering a lot, right? Anyways, Naruto would eventually defeat Kisame a lot, and he would start getting exhausted because this is the longest and hardest fight anyone he has ever had. And simultaneously, Sasuke and Itachi are having their fight, but I'll keep that later. And Naruto would sense Kisame would sense that Itachi has died. He would pay his respects, in his mind, and he would tell Naruto that he's going to dip, which Naruto applies because he had fun. This is the most fun he had ever. So he wants to fight Kisame again, which not gonna happen, but don't really think about that right now. Anyways, after that, Kisame would dip, and Naruto would jump to go and find Sasuke and Itachi. Now let's go a couple of minutes earlier where Sasuke and Itachi were fighting. Basically, the entire fight would exactly go the same, instead of Sasuke transforming into his cursed stage 2 part. But Sasuke is equivalent to his cursed stage to counterpart in the power level, and except for jutsu level. This Sasuke knows a lot of jutsus, as well as he has a much mature Sharingan because he has trained with the Sharingan user instead of just training him himself. Yeah, exactly. But still, Itachi, and since there's no Orochimaru here, and no Orochimaru like coming out, and him and Itachi having stupid fight, that really won't happen. So Itachi can focus all of his attention to Sasuke. But even if Itachi uses Susanoo to counter Sasuke's Kirin, Itachi would eventually exhaust himself with Sasuke, and and eventually the iconic scene would happen when Sasuke would not touch Itachi would touch Sasuke's head, flick his head and apologize, and he would drop down. Sasuke would be traumatized and get knocked out. Now, at this point, there are two creatures looming in the surface. That is Black and White Zetsu. Black Zetsu is seeing the fight between Sasuke and Itachi, and White Zetsu is seeing the fight between Kisame and Naruto. After seeing each of their fights, they both go and return to Tobi to inform him, while Naruto comes up picks up Itachi's dead body and like seals his eyes. That's what Itachi told him to do, and he's gonna do exactly that because he likes the idea. And after knowing the truth, he's kind of pissed off about what happened, and and he wants to give justice to Sasuke and his parents. Anyways, Naruto would pick up Sasuke and dip towards the village. And Naruto would reach the village, give Sasuke to the Hokage to heal him, and Sasuke would wake up a couple of days later, and Naruto would be there, Team 7 would be there, and Tsunade and Shizune would also be there. And after Naruto confirming that Sasuke has indeed killed, after confirming that Sasuke has indeed killed Itachi, Sasuke would finally breathe a sigh of relief. But now Naruto would put a bomb on Sasuke, the entire Team 7, Tsunade, and Shizune about the Uchiha massacre. Now, how the hell does Naruto know the Uchiha massacre? Because the talk between Sasuke and Itachi and Naruto, Itachi told him everything about the Uchiha massacre, about his plans to give Sasuke the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, about what Danzo made him do, about Tobi, who was one of the perpetrators to help with the Uchiha massacre, all of that. And except for the whole plan with Itachi giving Sasuke a Sharingan, except for that, Naruto just basically dumps everything Itachi told him to Sasuke, which kind of emotionally breaks Sasuke because he just killed his brother who was, saving the village and saving him. But Naruto is there and he would tell how Itachi felt, how Itachi really wanted this to go because Itachi wanted to rest, and Sasuke made it do it. With that, in that word, Sasuke would get some solace, and Tsunade would get fucked. She would be fucking mad about Danzo. She would try to go and try to kill Danzo right now, but Naruto would stop her. And after knowing about Danzo's route, they need to eradicate it with Danzo. So they need a full backup plan, which shocks Tsunade, because Naruto was never open about this, like showing his intelligence before. Naruto's pretty smart if you guys think about it, because this Naruto just goes and punches people. Other than that, he never uses his smarts, but this Naruto's pretty smart rather than canon Naruto. So he tells them to make a plan, but that's when Tsunade would go and bring Hiruzen, and Sasuke would ask Hiruzen if it is true, which Hiruzen would, basically trying to say I'm sorry, but Sasuke would punch him across the face, sending him to the ground, and he would start getting a Chidori. But that's when Hiruzen would let all of his guilt out, about the Uchiha massacre, apologizing and telling how he wanted to stop it, and that stuff like that, and everyone hearing this. And finally, Sasuke stops the Chidori because he really doesn't want to kill this guy, because he would, at least this guy denied it. But the other three elders, yeah, not so much. And yeah, Tsunade begins to plan. So they all go back to the Hokage tower, where Tsunade begins to plan the fall of Danzo, more or less. But that's when the Toad summon comes in and gives us the biggest sad news, or would be a sad news if we know who Jiraiya was. Truly. And that is Jiraiya's death. Now, due to Naruto not going in the journey with Jiraiya has much more time to do his spy network, but that doesn't mean he gets his information without a spying network, meaning he knows a lot more about Akatsuki than in canon, that being their abilities, but he still doesn't know who the leader was. So he goes to Amagakure and fights the pains and sends the information to Tsunade. Now, since there's no student of Naruto doesn't, since Naruto isn't Jiraiya's student, Jiraiya really doesn't put the code. Instead of, he just tells Fugaku to tell Tsunade what he should tell. And yeah, so basically they know that Nagato was like previously the Jiraiya student, and how he's the pen and he's the leader of Akatsuki and stuff like that. And Jiraiya has a last wish, and then the Toad chief, I forgot what, Fukusaku, yeah, that's his name. Fukusaku would want Jiraiya would wants Naruto to sign the summoning contract and get the Sage Mode. Now this kind of shocks everyone that Jiraiya, like they knew that Jiraiya was pestering Naruto to test side the summoning toad, but that would be his last wish. They didn't think about it. Naruto was particularly annoyed by this because, well, he didn't think that this guy was so desperate, but he knows the value of last wishes because, well, he wants to die and he wants to kind of have a last wish because he's thinking of having a last wish because of whole his relationship with Karin. So he knows the value of the last wish and he begrudgingly accepts the summoning contract which Fugaku gives him, and he signs his name. And he also notes that there's Minato Namikaze in it, which kind of feels familiar. Why, he doesn't know why. No, except for the fact that he's the fourth Hokage, his name kind of rhymes with him, the Naruto, Minato, but Naruto really doesn't pay attention to that. Anyways, Naruto goes to the summoning realm, and while uh, telling some stuff to Sasuke about what to do and what not to do. Now, so Naruto would tell Tsunade about the implantation of Itachi side into Sasuke, which Sasuke would agree because he would want his brother's last wish. It was his brother's last wish that he would want to do this. He would want to give his eyes. So Sasuke would do it, and yeah, Tsunade would do the operation about the Eternal and Sasuke would gain the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. But since Sasuke has just passed operation, he won't still be able to use it, but he would able to use it a little later. Anyways, Naruto would go towards the summoning realm where he would train with Fugaku and Shima, and he would get Sage Mode much earlier than in canon, and he would master it. Basically, he would continue to master it with Shadow Clones, and he would also gain the Shadow Clone trick of Sage Mode. Basically, using Shadow Mode to absorb nature energy and just sending it back up. It's the kind of cool trick, but Naruto really doesn't need to do it because Naruto has trained the Sage Mode to the fact that he can just poof start summoning nature energy into his body. Now this is going to be important because the war I'm going to use this a lot. And if you guys have seen my previous what ifs, that being what if Naruto could passively absorb nature energy, you might know what I'm trying to talk here. Anyways, now Sasuke would wake up with his new Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and Itachi hadn't programmed the Amaterasu. This time it would be the Tsukuyomi. Now that does not mean that Sasuke would not get the Amaterasu. No, it would be in Sasuke's blood, meaning Sasuke would get the Amaterasu, how to control it. Then he would get his other abilities, his genjutsus. Also, he would get Tsukuyomi, and yeah. Oh, and by the way, the Kotomatsukami that the crow had, that is inside Naruto. I just wanted to say that because that's important later on for a small detail. Anyways, Pain, who decides to attack Konoha at this point, would attack, and most of it goes with same with Tsunade fighting Pain, kind of trying to fight Pain. Am I talking a lot faster than before? I think I'm talking a lot faster than before, so I'll slow down. Anyways, now Tsunade and Pain would fight with the other parts of Pain going around terrorizing civilians. That's when Sasuke with his new Mangekyo Sharingan would come up, and he would find one of the parts of the Pain. So what parts of the Pain would he be fighting then? Well, I think his best type would be the tool parts. I forgot what it's called. Honestly, it doesn't even matter since the revival path can just revive every paths there is, meaning it's like an infinite amount of paths continuously fighting. And Sasuke, while fighting this, does develop his Sharingan, uses his moves like the Amaterasu and the Tsukuyomi, and since Jiraiya kind of outsmarted Nagato's parts of Pain with a small genjutsu, Tsukuyomi, which is a much better genjutsu than Jiraiya's genjutsu, would work on. Well, the fight, dude, I mean, with the to the path, but Sasuke would still be able to defeat it. The path of pain would ask where Naruto is, but no one would tell him. That's when Kakashi would try to fight him, but would get destroyed, but would not get killed. Or screw it, he would get killed. Meeting his father, getting an apology, having a talk with his father, because I think that was important for Kakashi's character development. So yeah. Anyways, then that's when the path of the I forgot the Ashura path. Yeah, the Ashura path would have enough. He would go to the top and release the almighty push, would destroy the village, but Sasuke would unconsciously use his Susanoo, creating a ribcage around him and protecting himself and a couple of citizens. Now, out of the rubble comes Sakura and Karin, and after seeing the destruction, they call Naruto, and poof comes out Naruto. And all the parts of Pin just jump in, and Tsunade also jumps in to protect her village, but Naruto jumps in and tells that he can handle it, which Tsunade wholeheartedly agrees because she knows how strong Naruto is, and this Naruto is just way outclasses that Naruto. So she goes to where Karin and Sakura, and Naruto just sends a shadow clone towards her to heal her because Naruto can sense that her chakra is depleting and she's going unconscious. So he would use the healing jutsus that he knows from Tsunade. The healing jutsus he was forced to learn from Tsunade. Yeah, Naruto's using it on her, and Naruto would fight the pains, and this fight would go mostly the same and since this Naruto is much stronger than canon Naruto at this point, basically the canon Naruto and pre-sage mode Naruto were equal, and now add the sage mode to the top, his power level would be not as strong as QB Naruto. Yes, KCM1 Naruto. Yes, as strong as KCM1 Naruto. Basically, at this point, Sasuke with his Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan and Naruto with his, you could say, ingenuity, more or less, not ingenuity, with his Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan are equal in power, because I'll get to the whole power level later, not right now. Anyways, since Naruto has a power level of the same as KCM1, he would destroy Nagato, and Nagato would not be able to use the Shinra Tensei. Not the Shinra Tensei, the planetary devastation. Is it called Shinra Tensei? Yeah, Chibaku Tensei, sorry. The Chibaku Tensei, meaning, and Naruto is able to sense with the chakra rods that the whole where Nagato is really hiding, and since Naruto is completely destroying Nagato at this point, Hinata doesn't jump in and confess her love to her because Naruto and Karin have a thing going on. So yeah, Naruto and Karin are the ship for this what if, because I really think that this type of what if their ship would be the most suitable instead of Hinata, because Hinata still has her parents and they are not really family, and Naruto currently needs family to have his character development. Anyways, Naruto would fight Nagato, and they would not have the talk no jutsu, but instead they would have a different talk no jutsu. Naruto would ask why Nagato is doing this, and Nagato would tell him about the whole peace shit. Naruto would just thinks that it's bullshit, and Nagato would think that Naruto has gone to nothing. But that's when Naruto would reveal his past to Nagato, telling him about the torture that he suffered, and then Nagato asks why is he doing this? Why is he protecting the village? The people that hurt him. That's when Naruto answers, I'm not protecting the village, I'm protecting the people I care about. And this kind of shocks Naruto because Nagato wanted to protect everyone in this world, and he never thought about his personal goals. But this kid is just selfishly showing that he only cares about his personal people, not the entire village. Basically, just telling the village to fuck off. This kind of changes Nagato, and yeah, Nagato still has his whole the Rene rebirth, and Nagato dies, and Conan gives a flower, which Conan wouldn't give a flower because they don't have anything in common except for Naruto and Nagato, because and Naruto would like sympathize with Nagato more or less more than in canon, because this Naruto suffered much worse than canon Naruto. Anyways, the pain arc would end, and yeah, and Tsunade would not be in the coma because Naruto was there to heal her. So no coma Tsunade here, meaning no Danzo becoming sixth temporary Hokage. And yeah, so anyways, and so the whole Kage summit would still happen, and due to Kisame going and trying to take Beast's tail Beast, but this time it won't work because this Kisame is weakened by the fight with Naruto, and he still hasn't healed, because this Kisame doesn't even come close to Naruto's regeneration. Naruto's regeneration is off the charts, by the way. So that's why Kisame would take a tail, and B would hide somewhere where he did in canon. I forgot where he hid, and the Raikage would call in the Kage summit, which Tsunade would go, and she would make a plan to finally erase the Danzo and Root. And with Team 7, the only one she's currently fully trusting right now, because she knows just how powerful the Roots are. So she doesn't want other teams to come in. Oh, and by the way, Kurana is still pregnant and she's still having a baby. So Team Kurana is like jobless at this point. I don't know, and I don't care. Just don't think about them right now, because they are not really important to the story anymore. Anyways, I was blabbering again. Anyways, Sasuke and Naruto would have a spar before Tsunade goes, where Naruto would go all out with his Sage mode, and Sasuke would go all out with his Susanoo activating, and he goes full Susanoo mode, meaning yeah, we have a full Susanoo with full Sage mode Naruto, and the power level is equal. And I'll just start telling power level after after the video ends. No, I'll just make a different a video about power leveling stuff, or the shots. I don't know. Maybe I will do a video about separate power leveling stuff where I'll compare this Naruto, this what if Naruto, to the canon Naruto and those characters. Anyways, so the team 7 would decide to infiltrate the Root base, and the massacre starts for the Root. I mean, Naruto, Sasuke, and Kakashi would just Chidori and Raikiri is everyone. Karin would use Karin and Sakura would use Chakra Fist. Suigetsu would use his SWAT techniques, and Jugo would just go crazy, not like crazy, but killing everyone kind of crazy. And they would come if they would finally meet Danzo and his two lackeys, which Kakashi and Naruto would easily dispatch, and that's when Danzo and Sasuke would have their own fight. Now this fight would be much easier in canon, because this fight Sasuke isn't going blind. Number one, Sasuke has a much better control of his Mangekyo than anything, and this fight also helps develop Sasuke's abilities of the Mangekyo, gaining them, shooting them to his full potential. And yeah, I mean, Danzo still has his own 6 Sharingans and he uses Izanagi, but Sasuke quickly figures out and destroys Danzo, and even he tortures Danzo with Tsukiyomi for fun, because I mean, payback, bitch. And Danzo would die. Oh yeah, we're having Danzo die at the same time he did in canon, while Tsunade is in you could say, Tsunade is in the Kage Summit. Now I just forgot to mention one more thing, and that is Naruto is treated as a hero, but he really doesn't like it, and he doesn't know why. This is kind of important coming forward just a little bit. You will understand why. And yeah, anyways, Tsunade would come back and he would inform about the 4th Great Ninja War offered by Madara Uchiha, and this would kind of relate to Naruto, because after getting information about Madara Uchiha, he would realize that Madara Uchiha and the Masked Man are the same. By the way, anyways, Naruto would be sent to where Killer Bee is to get trained, while all the five villages get to prepare for the war. Now, just before I go to Naruto, I was gonna say I gave a spoiler. I think I gave a spoiler in the previous episode about a certain snake with glasses. If I didn't give, now is the give. You can wait, take 5-10 seconds to think about who it is. And yeah, this guy is going to be the changing part of the canon storyline. It's going to be much stronger, and that is Kabuto Yayagashi. Now, I think in the previous video I did say that. Yeah, I did say it. The previous video I said that Kabuto, just before he was dead, he resummoned himself to the sage, the snake sage. And yeah, he just made a small clone which Naruto killed. So Naruto thought that yeah, Kabuto died, but Kabuto has been healing and learning Sage Mode from the Snake Sages for 3 goddamn years. Meaning this Kabuto is much more stronger than in canon, meaning they have much more tougher Zetsus, as well as reincarnations, as well as Madara Uchiha. Basically, everyone's gonna get a fucking fucking stick in their asses right now. So anyways, let's continue with Naruto's story, and that is with Killer Bee. Okay, that's fucking weird. Anyways, Naruto would go through the trial to control the QB, and the first trial would be the lake where Naruto would face his emotions, and out comes a fucking dark ass Naruto. And that Naruto and this Naruto would fight, but the dark Naruto, as I would call him now, has so much pent up emotions from his entire life that he's overpowering this Naruto. And the dark Naruto is explaining why the hate, everything just comes in, and uh, our Naruto understands that this is his hate and he needs to accept it, so he hugs it, and Dark Naruto hugs back, and this Naruto and that Naruto merge together, finally becoming a powerhouse. Both of the emojis merge together to become a powerhouse. Naruto gets a significant power boost, and his power level is currently as the same as KCM1 Naruto. Sage mode was weaker than KCM1 Naruto. I just forgot to say that. KCM1 is a little weaker than Naruto. I mean, Sage mode is a lot weaker than KCM Naruto, and this Naruto with Sage mode. This is without Sage mode, by the way. Yeah, this canon Naruto is as powerful as KCM Naruto, and add Sage mode to that. Oh yeah, we are having KCM2 Naruto even without the KCM mode. So anyways, then Naruto would have the second trial where he would come across go to his mindscape and come across the QB. Now Naruto does have the key. He was given to it by the Toad Sage, and Naruto would see Kurama for the first time since forever. I mean, he hasn't seen Kurama till now because Naruto has never met Kurama, and Naruto just smiles, a genuine happy smile for the first time in his life, a full blown smile. Kurama, seeing this, smiles back, and both of them know what they have to do. So they open it, and Kurama brings his fist in front of Naruto, and Naruto brings his fist in front of Naruto. Both of them fist bump, and boom, they have KCM Naruto. Now you might be thinking, why the hell Naruto doesn't have to fight Kurama? And that is because Naruto and Kurama they have a better relationship than in canon, because Naruto doesn't blame Kurama for his life like in canon. Naruto doesn't use Kurama's chakra like in canon, and they have a better relationship. And this Kurama, due to just sending chakra over and over again, has formed a mental connection with Naruto to the point they talk every day, and they have become some sort of friends. And Kurama makes Naruto accepts that Naruto is worthy of his chakra, and so he knows that Naruto is kind of his power level, more or less, because of the new boost he got. So he really doesn't want to fight Naruto himself, because kind of he's lazy, and his skills have been rusty for thousands of years. So he really doesn't want to embarrass himself. And boom, KCM Naruto. Oh, and Naruto, not Naruto then comes to a golden place where he meets his mom and dad. Oh yeah, we're having the parent teaching meeting, bitch. A parent son meeting, bitches. Anyways, Kushina would explain who they are, and Naruto would fucking blow and crying because this Naruto after the whole ordeal with his emotions, fighting with his emotions, he has accepted that he has put his emotions away long enough and he needs to release them, and he starts full blowingly crying, causing Kushina to hug him, Minato to hug him, and not they wait till Naruto stops crying, and that's when they tell him about their lives. The whole conversation with Naruto and Kushina happens with Naruto, Kushina and Minato here. Now Naruto then Minato then informs Naruto about the masked man, and since Kushina doesn't waste her chakra while helping Naruto to have the Kyuubi chakra inside of him, or nor having Minato having to come back to close the seal. They are able to completely stay still, and when they are going, they give Naruto all their knowledge, using the chakra to feed inside his brain, giving him all their knowledge. And boom, we have Naruto with all of Minato and Kushina's knowledge, and this Naruto also gets a power boost, but not that much. He gets more smarter, more knowledgeable about jutsus. Other than that, nothing. So after that, Naruto goes to war, which I'm gonna cover in the next episode because I have already wasted like 30 minutes of your time. So if you guys like this video, like, share, subscribe, do the necessary stuff, and if you don't, I can understand. Peace out.